Hey y'all, it's John Trent from Bounding into Comics, and the death bell for Star Wars continues to ring as more bad news arrives. Almost every single day there's just another bad news story about Star Wars. This time it involves the Rogue One spin-off series about Cassian Andor and K2SO that is supposedly going to show up on Disney Plus sometime in the future. But before we get into it, I'd like to ask if you could please hit the subscribe button. We are just a tad over 6,000 subscribers and are aiming to try to hit 10,000 by the end of March. So if you could please hit that subscribe button, it's greatly appreciated. We greatly appreciate it. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. So let's get into this. Geeks Worldwide is reporting that the Cassian Andor series starring Alan Tudyk and Diego Luna is having its scripts reworked. And since the scripts are getting reworked, the series' scheduled production start date is also getting pushed back from its originally scheduled start time sometime this year. So Geeks Worldwide reports the series was set to begin filming June, but that start date has been removed from the calendar and a new one has yet to be set. And they also reveal that, like its sibling series Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Disney Plus and Star Wars show Cassian Andor will see its production pushed back following more script issues. Diego Luna, who's going to reprise his role as Cassian Andor, recently spoke to Entertainment Tonight while promoting his upcoming Netflix show Narcos Mexico. He told ET, yes, we are doing it this year, and then he added, it's happening and I'm getting ready for it. Not only did Luna detail that the show would be going to production this year, but he also described the show as an atypical way of approaching a story. He explained, quote, it's a different approach because of the beauty and it's how things happen. It's not just what happens. It's not the typical way of approaching a story. It's about how things happen, which in fact is the same that happened in Rogue One. Then he continued, you know the ending, but you don't know how it happened, and we have that challenge in front of us again, which is exciting. If Geeks Worldwide reporting is correct, it's the second time the show has been delayed. It was originally scheduled to go into production sometime last year. Obviously, that didn't happen. Not only is this the second time the Rogue One spinoff has been delayed, but it's now the second Disney Plus Star Wars series to face troubles. Earlier this year, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was also delayed, with many speculating it's been completely shelved. Not only was it delayed, but the production crew that had been assembled was reportedly sent home. The initial reporting also indicated there were problems with the scripts, despite Kathleen Kennedy announcing at D23 that all the scripts had been completed when they announced that the Kenobi series was a go for Disney+. Even Ewan McGregor noted he had seen the scripts and liked what he saw. After the initial reporting that the show was being delayed, McGregor told IGN, I've read about 80-90% of what they've written so far, and it's really, really good. However, a report from The Hollywood Reporter indicated that only two scripts had been written, and Lucasfilm was looking for a brand new writer after scrapping those two initial scripts. McGregor, who admitted to lying about returning to play Obi-Wan Kenobi for 4 years, has downplayed the reports about the show's floundering. He indicated it's just merely a change in when to shoot. He stated, quote, instead of shooting this August, they just want to start shooting in January, that's all. Nothing more dramatic than that. It often happens in projects that they just wanted to push it to next year. That sounds like a load of bull. Especially when you already had production teams in place and they are reportedly getting sent home or reassigned to work on other projects. Not to mention, Disney CEO Bob Iger is selling Star Wars on its Disney Plus series as the movies are put on hiatus. It looks like the Disney Plus series might be getting put on hiatus too, because it doesn't look like Lucasfilm knows what they're doing. It seems like mass chaos over there. And it seems that's pretty much been the case with Kathleen Kennedy in control. We've had all of the stuff happening with multiple directors being fired and being replaced. We had it with Colin Trevorrow. We had it with on Solo with Ron Howard coming in. We even had it with Rogue One. And you also had it with J.J. Abrams obviously coming in to replace Trevorrow on The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, it's been chaos over there at Lucasfilm. At least that's what it looks like from the outside. And I mean, it has to be that way from the inside as well, I would assume. So now I'm going to go speculate a little bit here, but it's quite possible that these Obi-Wan and Cassian Andor being delayed because of scripts. If anyone's actually buying that, I personally don't buy that. It could be that there's a change coming at Lucasfilm, especially in management. Like I said, Iger put all of the major films are put on hiatus. Now we're seeing the Kenobi and this Rogue One spinoff being delayed. The only live action show getting a green light is The Mandalorian. And that was the show that Bob Iger highlighted on his recent investor call. And he even kind of teased possibly a Mandalorian mini-universe. And so this is what he said on the investor call. Quote, "The priority in the next few years is television with The Mandalorian Season 2 coming in October, and then more coming from The Mandalorian thereafter, including the possibility of infusing it with more characters and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of series." He did mention Kenobi and Rogue One, but they were almost like footnotes to The Mandalorian. That's what he had to say. And then we have a prequel to Rogue One and Kenobi series also in development, and that was pretty much it. That's just like one line for two series where he's like talking about potentially spinning off a bunch of characters from The Mandalorian and creating this, like I said, this mini Mandalorian universe. The only other positive rumors coming out of Lucasfilm is a possible Star Wars Rebels sequel series. Everything else it looks like it's Mandalorian focused. That seems to be where Lucasfilm and Disney are going to be putting their priorities, and they're going to be prioritizing The Mandalorian and everything else coming out of The Mandalorian. What's also interesting is that we had last year, Lucasfilm and Disney officially announced that Kevin Feige would be producing a Star Wars film in the future. One has to wonder why the guy who's basically running everything Marvel would go and do a Star Wars film. They're claiming it's just because he's a huge Star Wars fan. I don't really buy that. My guess is because Disney knows how much damage they did to themselves in a derivative of The Force Awakens, in Abominable: The Last Jedi, and the walking monstrosity that is The Rise of Skywalker. So I think there's definitely a shift coming at Lucasfilm, and it looks like it's going to be coming sooner rather than later. Kennedy's contract is coming up, and we've already seen rumors that she might kind of just be in early retirement already, and she's just a figurehead now, as Bob Iger might be looking to take a little bit more control, have more hands-on in order to right the ship that is Lucasfilm right now. That's all I've got for you today. What do you think about this new rumor that the Rogue One spinoff series is also having script problems? Do you believe it's having script problems? Do you think it's being delayed because there's a shift in management? Do you think that this indicates that there is a change in the direction of Star Wars moving forward? And do you even think there's still really hope for Star Wars? My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding in the Comics. Until next time.